Alright guys, this would be the bass drum tutorial video for the music. We're going to be going through the music, but also be going over a few things such as how do we read drumline music and, how do I look at the page and figure out what does that mean for my hands. So what you're going to need for this video is your music set up somewhere where you can see it, pad, and you're going to need some sticks so that you can play along. And then feel free to pause the video wherever you need to practice it on your own before moving on to the next section. So starting at measure B2, let's look at beat 1. All right, so we've looked at some music before, but if you see in that, if we're not familiar with that, we see that on beat 1 we have a weird looking note. Now I promise it's not just like there's something wrong with my printer or my PDF maker. That's how the note is supposed to look. And when it's a slash like that, as opposed to a normal note, such as the measure before B4, it means unison. It just means that everybody plays it. All right, so if you see that slash, that means that you, as a bass drummer, you play that note. All right, so B2 to B3, very, very simple stuff, but we'll go through it anyway. All right, you see that we have a accent on beat 1. You can tell it's an accent because right between the note and the R, you see that there's a little arrowhead. That arrowhead means accent, which means, we talked about accents and taps in, our exercise programs. Accents are the ones that are loud. Taps are the ones that are soft. All right. So an accented right hand, very simple. Boom. And that's how basically you read drumline music. You have to know not only what the note is, what beat it's on, but what hand it's played with and whether it's an accent or tap or something in between. So starting from B2 to B3, we'll play right through the music. All right, so I'll play right through the music starting on B2 or B2. And 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and right, 2, 3, 4. Right, 2, 3, 4. Right, 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 2, 3, 4. Right, 2, 3, 4. Right, 2, 3, 4. Right, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. All right, so if we take a look at that last measure that we played, you'll see underneath it almost looks like the opposite of an accent, but it's not. It's just a different way of notating things or writing things into music. And what that is we do, it's called a crescendo. All right, when you have a long thing that opens up like that, and you can constantly visually represent getting louder. All right, that's all that means, getting louder. So B3, the measure before that, a crescendo, means we just have to start down low at our tap height and end at our upper height. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And take your whole time to get up there. That's how you play B3. As we get into B3, we have some more quarter notes. All right, but then we get into, as we get to measure 73, it starts looking a little bit more complicated, but trust me, it's not. It's not. Sometimes drumline music can look really fancy and really complicated because we play a lot of notes, but it's not actually hard to play with some of the stuff we are. We've played all this kind of stuff before in rehearsal. So if we start at B3, all right, we have boom, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. We're up on our rim clicks. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, now at 73, now something else happens. All right, we have a rim click on B1, and then on the end count, we play on the drum with the left hand. And 2, and 3, and. All right, so what we're just basically playing right hands. We're just playing eighth notes back and forth, just like that same thing we played right before B3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But you're going to move your right hand to the rim, and then you're going to make sure your right hand are taps, so nice and low, and your left hands are accents. All right, so from B3, and then here's the key part. When we start at B3, this doesn't stop. All right, so as I add my left hand, so that right hand, if I take my left hand out of it, it's just doing this the whole time. All right, which kind of makes it simple. So the right hand from B3 does the same thing almost the whole time. My right hand just keeps going. All right, I hope that's kind of why I wrote it like that. All right, we're going to play all these upbeats on this hand, but we're going to use this for timing, which makes that part way easier to play. All right, B4 is our first taste of split parts. All right, so as we talked about the bass drum line before, the bass drum line is split up music-wise. Sometimes you will only play a certain part of it, and then when you combine it with everybody else's part, it makes a nice, pleasant line to listen to. So B4, as you can see, our line is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 Goes right down the line. It does go in pitches from the smallest bass drum to the lowest bass drum. So the smallest bass drum is the ones that play on beat 1, the ones that are above the staff line. And then as the tones go down, those are also the same bass drums. So the bass drum number 1 is the notes that are above the staff. Bass drum number 2 is the first space. Bass drum number 3 is the second space. And bass drum number 4 would be the fourth space. All right. If we had anything more beyond that, we would keep going, into the other spots. But for now, just assume that you're playing bass drum number 1. All right, so we're all going to assume we're playing bass drum number 1. We can practice a few different things on this, but for now, as we learn this video, we're all assuming we're bass drum number 1. Okay, so if I'm just bass drum number 1, that means I only play the first 2 notes of that measure. All right, so my measure before, the measure before B4, all right, where you see those 8 notes go down the line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I just play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, because the people behind me and the rest of the bass drum line will fill up the other ones, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, as they go down the line. So for now, as you learn, just assume your bass drum number 1. So as we go from B3 to B4, here's what it would sound like. And 1, 2, B3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, we want to play that release there at the end because if we look into B4, we have another one of those slash notes, which means we all play that note. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Again, that makes we'll have lots of times to practice that in rehearsal, in case, so don't be worried if that didn't make too much sense. It makes a little bit easier when we're in person. We can actually play this stuff afterward. B4, all right, we go into our first beat. All right, we have a good old beat in here where we play very simple. We can go through and count these out very simply. It starts on, you play on beats 1, 2, and we're going to put our left hand on the rim click. 1, 2, 3. Very simple to start. Now, if you notice, we have a rest where we go 1, 2, 3, beat 4. We rest on the downbeat, and we rest for an eighth note. And if you look at the next, we have an upbeat eighth note on beat 4. Upbeat eighth note on beat 4. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. All right. So you see, I say 4. I don't play on 4. 4 and. All right. Because if I count eighth notes spread across, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I want to make sure we line up on that end count. All right. Then the second measure is very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right. So from B4, the first 2 measures at B4 sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I didn't quite count that right, so let's try that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. There you go. That's a little bit better. All right, without the counting, it sounds like this. Very simple, right? We just keep that left hand going up on the rim. All right, your right hand plays the beat on the drum. That's your bass drum. That's your kick drum in the drum set. All right, that's what we're providing here. All right, so one more time from B4 to C1, going to sound like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Very good. As we get to C1, we rest for 3 measures. 1, 2, 3, and then we have a tempo change as well, too. So we have actually rest for 4 measures total. At C1, where there's a tempo change, you see the chord note equals 98. That means we get slower. All right, so the tempo is going to change there. We're going to rest for 3 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're at C2. C2 looks very it looks crazy. Like these rhythms look really weird. Like why are these 16th notes barred as 2s? And, it looks very strange, right? Again, don't be discouraged or intimidated by how drumline music looks sometimes. I'm going to play for you what this sounds like before we start talking about it, just to show you what it sounds like. And I'm sure if we were at rehearsal and I just played that to you and asked you guys to play along with me, we'd probably be able to do it very quickly. All right, but the way we do it, how we count it in our head, is you need to say beat 2 because we have a dotted quarter note at the beginning. A dotted quarter note takes up the space of 3 eighth notes, 1 and 2. All right, so the next note we play is going to be in the end of 2. 1 and 2 is the dotted quarter note, and. All right, so the first 2 notes, right, to and. Right, to and. 1, 2, and. 1, 2, and. 1, 2, and. So the grouping of 4 notes starts on the upbeat of beat 2. Now, again, this is why we don't like to always explain like this. It might just be way easier for you to hear me play this. We're going to play this a few times together for this video so you can play along with me. All right, so here we go. From C2. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1. All right, let's do that again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1. All right, and if you got through that, congratulations, you're pretty much done. All right, because if you look forward in the music at the finale, it should look very familiar. Very familiar because I copied and pasted it. All right, so you're welcome. All right, so you play that for 4 measures, but then after the 5th one, we do what we play at the beginning. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. All right, so we just add that on. And we're in the finale now. All right, so we play 4 of these, 4 of those. We go right into the, and at the end of it, we play this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We rest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Again, this rhythm at the end, it looks pretty intimidating. It's weird. It's barred as 3. There's dotted eighth notes in there. What does this mean? Just don't worry about it that much. Just listen to what I'm playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. That's the rhythm. Very simple. I'm sure you guys have heard it in some type of, if you play them back to back, it sounds like salsa music. All right, so it's an easy way to remember it. It's just you have to play the rhythm a few times, get the rhythm in your head, try to put a melody to it. 1 and dum dum. I sing the drum or the horn line parts in my head as I play it, which helps me too. All right, so going from top to bottom now. All right, I'm going to do this one time, and then you can pause this video. You can restart it and play along with it as many times as you want. All right, but we're going to start from the top at B2. Let's play all the way down. Here we go. And 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then the tempo change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. 6 clicks. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Then we rest for a bunch, and then we start the finale. 1, 2. Start the finale. 1, 2. Ready and 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, not bad, guys. All right, so just let me know if you need any help with that. I can always create more videos. You know, we can do Zoom sessions, all that. All you have to do if you have any trouble at all is let Steve know, and he will get us in contact, and I'll help you out. All right, so let us know, or Jordan will help you out as well. All right, so continue practice, guys. Remember, always practice it nice and slow, and practice it with a metronome. All right, hope that helps.